Good morning. Here we are, Wednesday morning, the beginning of a new decade. I think I said century yesterday, but it's a decade. And when I woke this morning, after giving thanks for another opportunity to start my day, the word came to me, it begins. It begins. Yes, the day itself begins, but now the beginning of a new decade. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with this opportunity? For me, I feel great changes in this right here. It just, yes, it's every day, the opportunity for change, but I've been in this thing for the last few weeks where I've described in a couple talks back about the last eclipse. We got one coming up here in a few days, another. I feel as if the energy in me is shifting in a way that I don't know if it's that I don't sleep well, but there's a shift. I'm starting to see things different. I'm starting to feel things different. My energy, my intuition, my 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 empath ability is becoming super sensitive. I am I'm very sensitive to the energy that's around me, even when I ground myself, as I've told many others about how to deal with outside energy. And it's to ground yourself. And yes, I do ground myself. I believe in grounding yourself, putting protection around you to block outside energy. And yet I still feel this outside, I feel energy around me. Yeah, there's certain connections that we have in life where their energy tends to be a little stronger than just anyone's. But if I'm close to you or close to people, so I digress. It begins is the topic of which I want to talk about today. It begins. Are you ready? Today is the day in which you can make whatever it is you want to change, let go of, and begin new. Yesterday's already in the books. You can't call it back. You can't make the changes. But today is the day in which you are, the moment right now is the time in which you can make whatever you want possible. Okay. So it might seem as if there's no possibility of changing what you're going through right now. Yeah. You may be sitting there listening. You may be sitting there the day after New Year's by yourself. I'm doing the same thing. Does that mean that I'm by myself? I battle with that a lot. And it's something that I'm coming to terms with because it seems as if I've spent most of my last decade by myself. And I have moments where sadness will rush through. But I believe, as I believe this change is coming, everything's about to shift. And it's because what we create. I'm learning more now about how we are the creators of our own movie. So, if where you're at is not where you want to be, then make the changes that you need to make what you want happen. It begins. It begins with you, not anyone else around you. If you're in a relationship where the relationship isn't everything that you want it to be, and you're saying that, well, if this person only did this, this would be a much happier relationship. Don't look at them, look at you. What is it that you can do? Change you. We have no say over another soul. You could love somebody till the world ended and them not reciprocate. You can't force somebody to change nor love you. The only change that we can make is changing ourselves. We can manifest our lives. We can, what they call the law of attraction, is the law of attraction basically is whatever it is that you see, you start seeing it in your mind's eye, and you start manifesting these things to happen. But you can't be wishy-washy about any of it. You have to be determined in your mind and in your soul and in your heart that these things are real and they're going to happen. And you put your energy into that. All things are possible. It begins when you decide. And here's the perfect opportunity. 2020 has now begun. 2020. Yeah. This is going to be whatever it is you make it. And for me, I am suggesting to you, all who are listening, make today the day you begin to change for the better all that you want. I know. Habits. We create habits in our day-to-day. And sometimes we find these habits, we create almost a comfort zone, even though these things that we create, these habits that we create aren't for our good. We still feel comfortable. And it's hard to break the comfort of what we've created. Sometimes change causes us to break from habits, and at first you will feel probably a little discomfort. But just know you can get through all that little bit of discomfort. It's just getting the steps going, starting a rhythm, start changing habits that have been created, and know that some of these habits you've created have taken a little while to set in. So it might take a little while to break some of the habits that are going to be for your good. It begins. It begins when you say so. Being by yourself, how do you see that? I just mentioned there's a sense of sadness because that's how I have recognized, that's how I've acknowledged being by myself for as long as I have been. Yeah, there's many out there who sit and say, yeah, I will just be with whoever just so that I am not by myself. I wish I was one of those. But for me, I have to connect at a soul level in order just to be with somebody in the physical. And that's why I've been by myself for so long. The thing of it is when you do finally connect, when you do find that soul that resonates with your whole being, it will change you. But both souls have to be vibrating at the same level in order for it to last. Yeah, you know. There's a whole nother topic. And I'm about to go into that part of my journey, not today, of course, but on more videos or vlogs. It begins. It begins when you say it begins. It begins when you make the first steps. Today is the day What are you going to do? Get up, move, get out in nature, find the things that are going to start igniting change in you. It will only begin when you decide. Is it a matter of changing eating habits? Is it a matter of getting physical, getting outside, walking? Is it a matter of changing the way we think? Today is the day. Make this day your day to begin a new decade that's going to be nothing but good for you. You have got to do the work. Do the work. To do the work. That, for a lot of people, is, like most things, it's left to the person's interpretation of what is doing the work. For me, doing the work is walking towards maybe things you don't know, maybe things you don't understand, but you're walking forward. You're not standing still. You're moving in the direction that you're being guided to go towards. Some would call that walking by faith, doing the work. Believing in the unseen, believing in, ooh, see that right there got me. I'm feeling the energy from those words right there, because that is how I have spent most of my adult life, is walking by faith and not by sight. Describe that to some who are more analytical, more goal plan driven, and they see that as a person that has really no directive, no life path. But this journey that I am on, using myself as an example, is a journey that will, when it all manifests itself as I see it, is going to be one that's going to, for those who have seen me in this beginning of this latter part of my journey, we're going to know. Just walking by faith and not by sight, believing in what it is that you're here for, believing that you're here for a higher purpose, knowing that, hey, I don't exactly know what it is, but I know there's something big about to happen. It's just, and yes, you feel that too, don't you? You know you're here for a bigger purpose. It's time to embrace. It's time. It's time. It begins now. I see the time. It begins. So it's what you choose. Make today your day. It begins now. Here I am. I'm on Instagram on this, but this will shortly be on my YouTube channel, Power of Love Heals. I'm on Facebook. Got a Twin Flame site on Facebook if you're interested in that journey. Not too many people know about it, but there are beginning to be more and more people who know about it. I've got a talk coming up here the January 15th in California. So there are things that are happening. It begins. It begins. So be well, be love, always. And until next time, stay awesome.